What's up, guys? Jonathan with Off-Road Diaries. Jimbo's over there ratcheting down a cage. This is a lot of fun. So if you've never put a cage on a 4-seater RZR, you're in luck, because we're about to show you how to not do it. So the first part, this is a RSK cage by Vern. He's one of our sponsors, awesome guy. We run all his cages. Over there. Bam!
Fish on.
Jimbo, you were supposed to wait for that to happen.
Well, I didn't know.
That's okay, because he got it on, and that's the hardest part. So when you're putting any 4-seater cage on, I'd say one of the hardest parts is just getting it on in general. So what we did is we jacked up the car, we put wood underneath the middle of it, jacked it up from the middle, and essentially it kind of brings the frame out like that. And then you want to start with the back section first. On these 4-seaters, you have basically 4 sections on each side that it points down to. You've got back here, this is the point you want to start with first. You want it to you want to put at least 1 bolt in. It is a pain. You're probably gonna have to get ratchet straps, pull the bars to the side. No cage ever fits just perfect. Vern's cages do fit good, but even his cages, these frames, you can hit something, you know what I mean? So here we are, we got that section in there. Jimbo's been working diligently with ratchet straps. This cage is freshly powdered. This is our buddy Brian's car, freshly powdered. And if you're gonna do some ratchet straps, make sure to put some rags there, right?
Put some padding.
Yeah, put some padding there. So yeah, anyway, so that's what we're doing. Right now, Jimbo has got to the point where he brought this down. It has walked this section in. They're kind of a pain. If you look right here, these sections, they basically have kind of like a double shear side, and it goes on both sides. And once you get that back in, put 2 bolts in, you can kind of rock the cage into place. The only spot we're gonna have left to kind of mess with and manipulate is gonna be right here, which everything else is lined up. And then we'll probably get a ratchet strap from this point down to this frame section here. And we'll do some more ratcheting, right? First, we're gonna put some more bolts in, so.
Yeah, you get a bolt in there and then I'll try to see what happens up here.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so we got every section, and this one has actually turned out way easier than most cages, actually. I've done a lot of Vern's 2-seater stuff. I've never done any of his 4-seater cages, I don't believe. So this one actually started off as a pain, like every one of them do, but it has gone way quicker. So RSK for the win, Rebel Style Customs. Those are my buddies, good people. Vern's an awesome guy, Aubrey, all of those guys, love them to death, Kyle and everybody. So what we're gonna do now, we've got a bolt, like I said before, in every single hole we have put at least 1 bolt, so the rest of it's gonna be easy to put in. Jimbo is we took the windshield loose. We do have a rag again. Like I said, we don't wanna scratch up the powder or the customer's car. Even if it's your friend, you don't want to mess up your friend's stuff neither. So I know you're out there watching this, Brian, and your kiddo is too. You can see all of the fun we're going through. So we're bringing it up here to the B pillar, which I believe is called the B pillar. That's what I would call it. What would you call it, Jim? That's a B pillar.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And what we're gonna do is let me get this hammer. Where's the hammer? Don't mess up that powder, Tanner. That's one of our employees, Tanner. He's not officially on the clock for Aspen Grove, right? He's on my clock right now. I stole him for a little while. So he's a good kid. He's learned a lot. He's going to school to be a welder. So I figure when he gets done doing his stuff for the park, he comes and helps us a little bit. And he gets to learn a little bit about fixing stuff. We like to fix stuff or break stuff. Usually break. It's not fun, guys. This is probably the hardest part about this job. And you probably look at all this and you're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a few plastics to put on after that. It is a lot of work, but at the end of the day, Yeah, uh-oh. Jimbo's getting real creative. We've jumped from the B pillar, now we're all the way back to the C.
Yeah, there was no flex stand at all.
Yeah. And this is a tough section. Not only are these grab handles, but they're also really great for essentially gusseting your front end. If you saw that accident, I'm sure most of you guys who watch our videos, you've seen the accident where the guy went up, fell right on the ground, and the whole front end just smushed down. But these gussets right here, they really help a ton with that folding of the front end. Gives it a little bit more structural integrity anyways. Okay, so now here we are. Tanner's gonna knock out getting this windshield frame off. We don't want to make any more trouble. So, another car I was working on in another video before we did kind of an update of what's going on. This beautiful Can-Am. Got the wrap going on everywhere. Had to wait on a couple parts for it. But we do got the RSK cage on now. I've got to tighten down the bolts. Finish adding that one. It's another RSK. And we'll be probably throwing in a little bit more footage of that when we get a chance. But it's definitely turning out pretty darn cool. I'm about 85% done with this car, so I'm just knocking this one out because I really need to get it out of the way. It's been sitting out in the weather, and he's a buddy of mine. I've had the Can-Am in the shop for a little while, so haven't been quite as worried about the weather affecting it. We just have a lot of snow coming in, so it may look dry out right now, but it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Look, got the RS1 right there. It's for sale, everybody. She's all put back together, running great. So if you know anybody who wants a boosted RS1, 18,500 or best offer. Might even do a giveaway like Dirt Dudes, who knows? I don't think we have enough people in our feed that actually watch us to get that much attention for a giveaway, but that would be cool. RS1 giveaway? Yeah, no? Every $200 you spend gets you one entry? Okay, enough rambling, back to teaching everybody a lesson. Remember when you're taking these Zeus tabs out, in case you're wondering what a Zeus tab is? See these? They have a spring section here. This tab comes down, which essentially looks like a bolt top, and it goes down. And when you turn it, it pops out like that. Yay. Look at that. See how it grabs and loses it? All right, just like that. On Vern's cages, what he does is, well, actually most people do this as well. I think they'll run the windshield section up as well as bringing the roof over, and they'll drop it into that spot. So being careful so we don't mess up the powder coat. Look at that, beautiful.
Got it?
Got it? All right. Put it down somewhere soft and nice. Okay. So now we're back at it. Now I can hit it with a hammer. See how it went in, guys? And we're almost there. Maybe, Jimbo, if you could give do you think a little, or is it, oh, I see, yeah.
It might be hitting the tabs. Oh, right there.
Yeah, so I think we got it almost there. And it's so we're gonna give it a little bit more of a, see if you can hit on that side over there. All right. Yeah, that one's.
Yeah, it's on the tooth.
Yeah, that one's probably gonna.
Maybe we work together with them.
There we go. Look at that. So there's also little teeth, little grooves. Good job, guys. Let's get a bolt in here and put it in here first. Thank you.
It's almost a beer celebration.
It is almost a beer celebration. You know Jimbo, you know he likes beer. You know me, I like a claw. And you make fun of me for it. That's okay. All right. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Had to figure out what's going on because we were missing bolts and I was like, what's going on? So apparently, Brian, he must have replaced 4 of the cage bolts at one time, and looks like he did use some 10.9. So we just had to switch a couple bolts around that we realized were in the wrong spot. We've got now the bolts going in on the front section of the cage on these 4-seater cages. By the way, I don't know how this kind of turned into a how-to video, and it's really just going to be a vlog, but it's got channels on it in the front, so once you get them in, screw it on out here, put the nut on, then you can pull it back and kind of just put a little flat head, or you know, I use a like a 15mm wrench, and I'll just kind of stick it over the head.
Well, no,
and
RSK actually has some.
You screw it in, and back here, same thing. You're gonna have 2 notches that go down. That's gonna be on the inside. Can't really see it on here, but it goes on the inside. This also is going to have a little section in the rear that the bolt will slide through, and the nut locks itself into place, so you don't have to worry about getting a wrench in there. Makes it a lot easier. Highly recommend, if you are doing a 4-seater cage on any RZR 16 to say 21 Turbo S, XP Turbo, XP 1000, taking these sides off makes it so much easier because you have to pull it back. But looks like we got everything else into place pretty much. Now we're just gonna do some bolting down. Say goodbye, Jimbo.
Goodbye, Jimbo.
Okay, so a little update, guys. We got all the cage down, torque it to spec. Some of the bolts are longer than others. You want to make sure that you have short bolts in the rear, otherwise they will bump into this section right here, which probably can't see it because this GoPro sucks at dark lighting. These pieces right here, you'll notice they're like little covers, and you want to take those off when you're getting those bolts in, because boy, it makes it a whole lot easier. All it does just slides in. There's like a little groove right there, and then it's just going to be 2 of these little T20s. I'm going to screw it back in right there. As you can see, well, maybe you can see, who knows, that is a T20. So, fun fact, if you're just now starting to work on Polarises, everything is either T20 or T40, or excuse me, and most of it's I'd say 99% of it is T40. There might be a couple of T30s and a couple of T20s. Don't bring it down too tight. All it is a screw just going into the plastic, so you don't want to strip it. And there you go. Almost as snug as a bug. That one's a little bit more snugger than a bug. There we go. This is a brand new trunk section here that just got painted. So Brian was in an accident. Luckily he and his family are safe. Just kind of a little rollover. We've got some new plastics for this side that are getting finished up painting. My buddy Kevin that does all of our painting, great guy. Never let me down. He's finishing up the last little bit of pieces in our motor armor doors, which are going to go on here. And yeah, so we're going to start zipping some of these plastics on now and keep on grooving. Yeah, so like I said, when you take and you put a new cage on, you've got this thing, which now you guys can actually see what I was talking about, that it does get completely in the way when you're going to put your bolts in. So these sides, they're really, to take this stuff off is not that hard. It's about an extra probably 45 minutes worth of work for both sides, but it's well worth it when it comes to making things easy. So we've got fenders on, rear fender area, everything's back on this side except for the doors, because we have motor armor doors that are getting painted, like I said. Excuse me, like I said, it's tying in together nicely. This is the Polaris stock blue color, but it actually looks pretty good. He's got his springs white with the blue, and it's kind of tying together pretty nice. You do have this over here, which is his grill, which is powder coated the blue and the white. And then we have this awesome, I think this is an RSK hood, but it's fairly easy. It's got these little tabs, which are right there. And you just take it, see how there's two holes right here, just like the factory hood and stuff. I don't know, did I say roof? I don't even know if I said roof. Slide it in, pops on, it's got these little pop locks right here. Whoop. And then we're gonna do the grill, which is next. Okay, so it's pretty much gonna tie us up for the day. I'm gonna wait on the other stuff to get done with paint. Kevin said he's gonna be done tonight. He's gonna let it cure and sit. The next part of the video is going to be probably doing doors, which is not fun. I think the Moto Armor doors, at least for this model, are pretty good looking doors. They look really good on the car. That's the next part that we're going to do. I do think this is a wrap for tonight and probably this video. We've got a good bit done. The doors alone could probably be their own video, just because the doors are a lot. They are, the Moto Armor doors are definitely a lot to put together. They look cool. They're a full solid, full frame door all by themselves, so they don't use like the existing frame or anything, but we'll get into that. So for tonight, I say goodbye, and we'll see you on the next one. Say goodbye.